To start a new design, first of all, you need to select a template. So as we are going to design for a mobile application, and then I'm going to choose this default mobile phone template. This is the default interface of Adobe XD once you create a new project. So at the top we have the menus, and also we have the tabs, design tab, prototype tab, and also the share tab. We will explore these tabs later. Also here we have the document name. So this is what the Adobe XD call it, as a document name. So I'm going to change it and I'm going to put it as Forset Design. And here you have two options. Either you can store it on the cloud or you can store it on your computer. I'm going to store it on the cloud, so by pressing the save, it will change the name and also saving it to the cloud. Also, you have here you have the invite to the document. So basically here you can invite someone, and also you can preview it on a real device, and also you can just preview it on a simulator like desktop preview. And here you have the zooming option. Basically you can zoom this screen, so it's 97. If I choose 199, it will zoom the artboard. So this is what it's called artboard. This at the middle, it's an artboard. Okay, so at the left hand side we have some tools, and so we have the select tool, we have the rectangle tool, and also we have the ellipse, polygon, line, and many other tools that we can use to create or to design our app. And at the bottom we have, first of all, we have the assets. So here we can add some assets to our design. We have the layers, so we'll explore this one later. So basically everything in Adobe XD is Adobe XD is layer based. And also we have plugins. So basically these plugins are some external plugins that we can add to our project. So how we can add a plugin? Just by going to this plugins menu and also clicking on manage plugins. So these are the plugins that I have already installed in my Adobe XD. Also you can browse a plugin, so you can search a plugin. I'm going to put UI here, and by pressing enter it will search and also find all the UI based plugins. So just by selecting any one of these or by installing it, it will automatically install it on your computer. And also you have the option of discovering a new plugin. So I'm going to close this plugin menu, and also we have at the right the selected item properties. So here our artboard is selected, so we have some properties like width, height, and also the scrolling, and many things that we will explore. So these are all the properties related to the selected item. Okay, so I'm going to start our work by first of all renaming this artboard. I will call it as a splash screen. And let me show you the demo application first, so you have a visual idea. In the splash screen, if I select the splash and preview it, in the splash screen we have this what we can say, the icon at the middle, and also this loader. So how we can use it? So first of all, before doing that, if you see, we have some primary text color or primary colors. So these are actually added to an asset. So I told you we have the assets option here, so we can add some assets like colors or character styles or components. So first of all I'm going to copy this color by selecting this. So let me close this one. By selecting this color, I am going to copy it, and I am going to go to the assets tab, and here on the colors you can see that we have something. We can add a color, and so to add a color, first of all you can add a text here, and by selecting a text you can just click here to fill and just add a color here. let me just paste the color that I've copied, and once this color is selected, sorry, so this color is selected, here you can add this add button. It will add this color as an asset to your project. So I am going to add the other colors which are listed here to my project. I'm going to pause the video and add those colors, and I'll come back. Okay, I have added these colors as an asset, and right now what I'm going to do is to create the first of all the logo and also the loader. So let me show you the splash screen again. We have a logo here, which is an icon and also a text and a loader. Let me close this one. Here, first of all, I'm going to select this one and also delete it. Make sure that this select tools is chosen, and also when you select it, you can press delete or backspace on your computer. It will delete. And also I am going to press the command key on the Mac and or control key on the Windows, and also by rotating the mouse wheel it will increase or decrease the size of the artboard. Okay, here I am going to my plugins, and from the plugins I will choose icons for, and from here I can search for an icon name. The icon name that I am interested is called school, and here once I click on it, it will appear here. So I will increase the size of the artboard, and also by selecting it I am able to drag it anywhere inside the artboard that I want. Okay, and one thing else that I want to tell you is once you select this icon, you see some properties here. So basically you have the width, you have the height, you have the the X position and the Y position, and also fixed when scrolling. I will come to this later. And also you have something else. You have the color that you can put, also border if you want to choose a border for it, also a shadow if you want. We'll use all these things. Okay, first of all, let me choose this one. And one thing else that I want to tell you, if you increase this icon, you can see we have some points at the corners, and if I just hover the mouse over it, it will change the shape. And also by pressing the shift key and just dragging the mouse, it will increase or decrease. And also it increase and decrease this proportionally if the shift is pressed. If not, you can see that it will just increase and decrease like this one, but if I press the shift, it will increase and decrease proportionally. Okay, so I am going to increase it a little bit. Let me first of all decrease the size of artwork to see how it looks. It looks fine to me, but it is a little bit small. I'm going to increase it. And once it is placed at the middle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color. And to change the color, we have added some colors to our asset. I am going to choose our assets, and from the assets I am going to choose this color. It will change the color of this icon. Okay, so right now I'm going to use a text, and the text I'll put it here, and the text that I am going to choose is written in Persian language. Okay, and once we have written the text, make sure that you choose the select option, and then if you click on the text, you are able to move it around. But if not, if you choose in the text, it will create another text. Okay, I'm going to just position it at the center, and also the text or the font is called I believe Iranian Sans it is, and then I am able to move it around. Okay, so here one thing else that I want to tell you, once this text is chosen, you can see some options here, some properties. First of all, you can choose the font family, you can increase the font size. I think the 30 is okay, or more than that. You have the font font width if available for this font, the font family. For this font family it is not available. Also you have the line height or the space between the characters. If I put it as 3, you can see that it will increase, but right now it's not showing that much. Okay, And also you have the alignment, so you can alignment to the what we can say, to the center, to the left, to the center, or to the right. But this is not clearly visible because we have choosing this inbound, it means text point. So what is the difference? Let me check this one, text area. So we are able to increase the size, but if we choose this option, it will, you know, adjust it to the size of the text. So let me show it. Let me increase this size, and right now if we choose the center, it will align it to the center or the left or the right. Okay, I'm going to choose this point text, and also I'm going to place it at the center, and I am going to increase the size a little bit. I think it is okay right now. And let me change the color of this text as well. And right now we can see that it is placed, but it is not completely centered. Or let me center it first of all, and right now I'm going to move it a little bit. Okay, so we have our logo. So you can have your own logo, and you can place it here. Okay, so we have this logo, and also we have a loader here. So to put to bring a loader, I am going to choose the plugins, and from the plugins I'm going to you know, search for a spanner, and it will come here, and I am going to place it somewhere here. Okay, and right now it is okay. Okay, so basically we have a logo in our splash screen, and also this loader. Let me preview it. So yeah, this is what we want. Okay, so we have completed the splash screen design, and right now what we want to do is to create another page or another screen. To do that, I am going to click on this artboard, and once you click anywhere inside this you know, the main, and then it will create another artboard. Make sure to just select the you know, to choose the select option. If not, if you just click anywhere, it will create another artboard. This is not what we want. Okay, so we want to select this the select options, and then we are going to double click and change the name to login screen. Okay, for the login screen, let me show it from the demo. For the login, we have first of all our our logo, and also we have this email and password with this button and this thing. Okay, let me close it, and then this is really easy. Just select this one, and by pressing the option on Mac or Alt on Windows and pressing the left mouse key, you are able to drag, and make sure that first you release the left mouse key and then option. It will just create a copy of the selected item. So I am going to place it at the center somewhere here, and also I am going to create the, what you can say, the text input. So to do that, first of all, select a rectangle, and then just you know, just draw a rectangle. You see the properties of the rectangle here. You can see that it is rounded. You can put some values here. It will round that edge. This is not what we want. We want to just put some border radius. So to do that, let me first select the select. Oh, so this is so confusing. Choose the select option, and then I am going to increase the size a little bit and put it in the center. And here, if I increase the size of the artboard, here we see some dotted lines, and if I choose one and just drag it into the center, it will create some border radius. Okay, I'm going to decrease the size a little bit, and I am going to bring it to the center. And what else we need is an icon and also a text. So to bring an icon, we need an email, and yes, the email, I'm going to place it here, and also I am going to decrease the size. Just make sure that you press the shift to decrease it proportionally, and also make sure to align it somewhere here. And I am going to change the color, so I am going to select the assets, and also from here I am going to put this color. Okay, I think this color is not looking that much good. Let me put F. Okay, and one thing else that we need is a hint. For that we are going to choose this text, and we can say enter your email. This is not looking good. Just make sure that you choose the select option and you drag it somewhere here, and also decrease the size and change the font family to DOSIS. The font size is 15, and also it is light, I believe. So let me place it somewhere here. Let me increase a little bit, increase the size and put it here, so it is looking good. Okay, this is it. And right now just select all of it and then press the Alt or Option on Mac and drag it down. It will create a copy of it, so make sure it is centered. And here you can double click and you can just put enter your password, and make sure that the select option is chosen, and just drag it a little bit around. It will center it. And also we need the password or the lock icon. So I'm going to the plugins, and from the plugins you can see that here we have these plugins. From this I have chosen the icons for, and I will search for a lock, and here it is. So let me search it. I think it is material. It is okay. So we have it here. Let me delete this one, and by choosing this one and drag it around, I am going to decrease the size. Okay, and I am also going to change the color. Okay, so we have our, so let me decrease the size of the artboard. So we have our login screen. Let me preview it. We have this one, but it is not complete yet. So what I'm going to do is select this rectangle, and by pressing the Option key on Mac or Alt on Windows, I'm creating a copy of it, and also I'm going to just put a text here, and changing the color of it. And also what we need is a text to say sign in. So I'm going to put a text here, so say sign in. And what I'm going to do is to select to choose the select option, and I'm going to place it here, and the color of this text is white to look a little bit better. I think the size is a little bit bigger, so it will be 30 or 35. I think 30 is okay. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it as semi-bold. Okay, so we have something else here. So the alignment, I'm going to put it center, and also the color, the border, the shadow, whatever you want. And right now we need another text here to say I need to put it here because the color is different, and I need to change the color first because on white it is not going to disappear. And here, so it says don't have an account ? What I'm going to do is I need to choose as regular, and also I need to put this color. I believe it is, we don't need border. And also the text size, I'm going to decrease it a little bit. And also we need another text. So it says sign up. We're going to choose it as a medium text, and also I am going to drag it somewhere else and decreasing the size. Let me bring it down, and also I am going to change the color of it. Okay, It's not that much good. So let me bring it somewhere else here. And let me select all of it, and it's not all selected. Just make sure that everything is selected and drag it a little bit down. I think it looks good. So let me preview it. So we have our login screen. Okay. So right now we need one thing else. We need our sign up page. To create the sign up page, I am going to click on the new artboard and I am going to place it here, and it will create a new artboard. I'm going to double click on it and I'll call it as register screen. So it is register screen. And our register screen is more likely like our home. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and then I'm going to place it here. It doesn't matter where you place, but later on when we do the prototype, it will help us. So our sign up screen is more like our login. What I'm going to do, I am just going to select all of it, select all listings, and then by pressing the option key and or alt on Windows, we can just create a copy of it. So I am going to place it somewhere here, and I am going to, so it is not, I think not everything is selected, so I'm going to place it here. What I'm going to do is I select this tree and move it a little bit up. This is lifted. Okay, I'm going to select this and create a copy of it. Okay, and now I am going to move everything up. It's good. Let me increase the size of the screen. So this is the user full name. I'm going to bring the user. So material, because I mostly use material, and for the material design I'm going to use this one. I'm going to delete it and just shift. Also you can shift, or you can move around the icon with the arrow keys on your keyboard. I'm going to place it here, and I will resize it a little bit. Let me increase the size. I'm going to resize it like this. I think it's okay. So okay, so also let me change the color. The color is FFF, and here enter your full name. And as we know, we can move the text around here. Okay, so it looks good, it looks fine to me. And this is our sign up page, and the rest what we can do to create other screens. Okay, to create another screen, let me click on artboard and I will call this one as our home screen. Home screen. And to do the home screen, first of all, let me show the demo. In the demo app, what we have on our home is this. On the top we have this search area with this alert button and everything, and also we have this scrolling part with a navigation drawer, or sorry, a navigation bar at the bottom. Okay, to do these things, let me first close this preview and also just bring everything in the center, increasing the size. What we can do is just to create a rectangle here. So mostly the size of this rectangle is 56, and I'm going to change the color, and I am going to lock it for now. If you click here, if you right click here, you see the lock button, or by command L you can lock an item. And right now I'm going to create another, first of all, another rectangle at the middle. I'm going to press it center, somewhere at the center, and I am going to press the shift and increase the size. Not shift right now for this one, and this match is okay. I think place it at the center, increase the size a little bit, and also zoom. And what you can do just by clicking this one, it will make it rounded. Okay, so also we don't need border for this one, so just remove the border. And what we need is an icon for the hamburger menu and also the alert. So to do that, I'm going to the plugins. I am going to search for a menu, and here is our menu, material menu. It's here. I'm going to move it here, but I think this part takes a lot of space, so I'm going to decrease it a little bit and also pressing it at the center. Okay, so I'm going to change the color of this hamburger menu, so we can select it and also we can choose the color from here. So it's white, and what we need is right now a bill icon here. So I can search for the bill icon, and here the bill icon is, so I can place it here. But unfortunately it is a little bit big, so I can resize it and I can place it here. It's okay. And also we can change the color to white, so it looks perfect. And right now we need some kind of notification messages here, and we can do it by choosing the ellipse and also pressing the shift and creating a beautiful circular ellipse, and we'll change the color to red, and let me choose this red. I think it's better. And we don't need the border, so we'll remove the border. What we need is first to increase the size and put a text here. So the text will say 34. Let me make it center. It's okay. I am going to resize the screen a little bit, and I'm going to press it at the center. Okay, it's good, but it's a little bit big, so I'm going to resize this a little bit. Okay, it's good. So right now let me press it at the center and move it there. Okay, so finally we designed our top, but as you can see we have some gray border around this around the rectangle. What we can do is select the rectangle, and it is locked. I can unlock it, and also I am going to untick this border, and we don't need the border, but we want the shadow, so it will add the shadow to it and it looks perfect. So what we want is a search icon and also a search text here. So I can search for a search icon, and I will choose this search. Okay, I can click on it and I will bring it here, and also I'm going to resize it a little bit. So okay, but I want to change the border size to 2. Okay, and I'm sorry, I need to select the whole item, size to 2, and we need to change the color. So to change the color, I'm going to choose this color, but sometimes it is not working. But what you can do is select it and click on the border color and put the color you want. It will change the color. Okay, and I'm going to place it at the center. It is not centered that much, and it is okay right now. Okay, what we need is a text here. So unfortunately the text color is white, so I need to write the text here, and then I need to change the color to something like this. I need to move it here or there. Okay, search here, and also we can just play around with it. Also we can change the color, and it looks good. Okay, so we are done here, but what we want is this navigation button. I'm sorry, this bottom navigation. So for that, what we can do is to select a rectangle, and the size of it is 56. So we can choose the select option and also move it around. We don't need the border. What we need is a shadow, and this shadow on the Y, it is 3. I'll make it 4, and also the blur, it's 10. So if you see, we have some shadows around here. Okay, so to create the menu items, what we need is to first select the icons. So I will search for home, and we will see our material home here, and I'm sorry, it is bringing it here. So let me go again to the home screen, zoom it a little bit, click on it, and then search for home and click here, so it will bring somewhere near to it. Okay, and also we want to resize it a little bit so it looks good. And what we need is a text, so the text will say opportunities. Okay, we can select the select option or choose the select option and just place it around. Also change the text size. I think it looks good. I'll press it here, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on this and lock the inner rectangle, and also what I'm going to do is select both of them, and by pressing the Alt, I'm going to create some copies of it. Okay, and okay, we need to change this is called forum, another one is favorites, and we have the account. Okay, I'm going to change this icon, so I will search for chat icon, and I'll bring this one. I'll remove the previous, and I will resize this chat icon, resize it a little bit so it looks good. Also for this one, we need a favorite icon. We have this favorite icon. I'm going to delete the previous one, move it here, resize it, and for the last one, we need the user. So I'm going to choose a user from this one is okay, and I'm going to delete it. Okay, just resize it. Okay, so we have everything, but these are not perfectly placed, so I'm going to just make it a little bit. Okay, I think it's good. So we have the top and the bottom of our home, and what I'm going to do is right now to create the middle part of it. To do the main part or the middle part, first of all, let me show you the demo app. So we have a text here, popular categories, and also we have these items here. So we can do that. First of all, let me go here and choose the text, and let me zoom it. Choose the select and then zoom it a little bit. I'm going to place a text here, so it says popular categories, and for the popular categories I think it should be medium size, and 17 is okay, or I'll make it as 20. It looks bigger right now, and what we want is a rectangle. So our rectangular shape is like this somehow, and what we want is some border. some corner radius. So I'll make it like this. So what I want to just make a card out of it. I don't want the border, but what we want is the shadow. So for the shadow, below should be 15 and X and Y should be 4. I think it's okay. So it looks good. And if I put a text here, this should be scholarship. And I am going to resize it a little bit. And also the text should be regular, and the thin is small, so like make it 12, and it's here. And also what we need is an icon, so I will put the skull icon here. I'll place it at the center. I'll change the color, and I am going to place a text, so 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll place it here. I will change this one to light. I'll make this one a little bit bigger. Okay, so right now the rest of the thing is repeated, and you can see it's currently, let me show you, it's okay, but it is small. So let me make it a little bit bigger. This should be a little bit bigger, look better. And also I'm going to place it here and increase the size of this. Place it here, increase the size of this, and place it here. Okay, the rest of the thing is, they are repeated, so you have two options. First of all, if you click on this, you can see a repeat grade here, and if I click on it, you can see we have the capabilities to click here and it will create a repeated grade. And if you have some distance, you can decrease this distance here, and you have it. But the problem is, if I change this one to something else, it's like this, it's okay. But if I add something to this one, like if I suppose put another icon like this, it will put in all of them because they are grouped together. So you have two options, I believe. One is to ungroup them and ungroup them first of all, and you can change it, or you can copy and paste to that. But I prefer to ungroup them and make it a little bit like this, and then ungroup it, and then I'm going to change this icon. Okay, so I'm going to change this one to award, and I'm going to place it here. Make it a little bit bigger. Change this text to 345 and change the color to white. No, not to white, to this color, but it is not changing it. So what we can do is to select it and put the color here. Okay, and this should be award, and also we need to place it at the center. Also we have this as fellowships, and it's okay, the icon is okay, so it should be like that. So let me zoom it out, and then you can see it looks like this. And if I preview it, we'll see that it's okay. So basically, if the half of it shows, it means this is scrolling horizontally. Okay, and to do the rest, what we can do is to first of all, let me see the, okay, we have an image here, and also we have these things. Okay, gosh, every time I'm forgetting that. Okay, let me zoom it in, and then first of all we need an image here. So let me create a rectangle, And one thing is, I want to show you that if you click on plugins and go to back to plugins, you have this icon drop or UN draw. And if you choose this icon drop and you see a list of images that are here, and if you choose an image, like I am going to choose this image, it will insert it into the selected rectangle. So let me insert. First of all, it will download it from the internet and also will place it inside this rectangle. So it takes time. I'm going to pause the video. So it downloaded the image and placed it inside the rectangle that we have selected. So for the rest, I'm going to pause the video because it is repeated. Let me show the demo. Here you have a text and also you have this what we can say this icons plus text. So it is completely repeated. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video and do it by my own, and then I'll come back. Okay, I have added this text and also the icons. So what can I do is to just select them all, and as you can see, if I click on this repeat grid, and you can see that we can horizontally or vertically can just repeat them by this repeat grid, and it will create a repeat of that thing. So what we want is to just increase this size. But after a certain size, you can see that it shadowed the items, because if I click on this home screen, you can see that the size of our screen is still here, but after that we have the items. It means that we are scrolling. So to do that, I can, after clicking on the screen, I can increase this size. But as I increase the size, you can see that here we have some dotted lines, and with this it means that our scrolling will start from here. So I'm going to increase a little bit more until all the items are visible till here. So these are all our items, but if I preview it, you can see they are here and they are scrolling. But the problem is our top is also scrolling, and also the bottom navigation is not clear, and also it is scrolling with the items. So how we can prevent that? As I told you in the beginning, we have layers inside the Adobe XD. So basically in Adobe XD everything is layered. So if I click on this home, we can see all the items, they are from the top to bottom, means it's one layer on the top of another layer. And right now if I select on this, if I select this rectangle, and I can unlock it first, and what I can do, I can right click and bring it to the front. What I can do is, once I click that, you can see it is on the front right now, and if I preview it, you can see it's here because the layer is on the top. But the problem is it is also scrolling. So what we can do is click on it and also just click here, fixed position when scrolling. So if now I preview it, you can see that it is constant and it's placed and it's not moving. So let me start from the top. We want this item, we want all of these items to be fixed when scrolling. So if I preview right now, you can see that it's not scrolling, but the problem is that they are not in the front. So also what we can do is to just bring them to the front. And if I bring them to the front, you can see that they are going to the top. I mean, we can do it like this. I mean, bring to the front, or we can just click and change the position of it. So it will change the layer, I mean the layer position. Okay, I'm not going to show that. I'm going to show this one. And right now, if we scroll, it's completely constant and it's not moving. And how about the rest of it? I mean, we have the account. If you see, it's there, but it's not appearing. We have account, we have favorite, we have forum, opportunities and material, and also we have the chat, favorite. So all of these things. So what we can do is to just bring them all over to the top, and I mean we can do it after this thing. Okay, so they are right now, they are appearing here. But there is a problem. The problem is that they are also, if we should, they are also not constant or not at the same place. They are scrolling. So what we can do is to to click this one and also click it like this to fix when scrolling. So let me preview right now, and the problem is that we choose these things to be as well. I mean, so let me undo it and choose one by one. Okay, press the shift and select all of them. And fixed when scrolling. So yes, so we achieved what we wanted, and right now what we want is to just design our drawer. Right now if I click, it is not working. So to design our drawer menu, we need to know a concept called overlay. So let me show you the demo app to better understand the concept of overlay. If I click on this hamburger menu, it will show the drawer menu, but it will not disappear the home screen. Basically, it's coming on the top of the home screen or overlay to the home screen. And how we can do that is to, first of all, create what you can say an artboard, and then we can just rename it. I will rename to drawer overlay. And what we can do is to just kind of creating a rectangle here. So this rectangle will come till this part, and to know the exact part, what we can do is to select this rectangle, and also by pressing the Alt or the Option key on Mac, we can place this rectangle here. Let me zoom it so I can place it here, and I will increase the size of this rectangle till here. And so basically this rectangle will be a part of this. So I'm going to increase it this much, and I am going to give it some shadows, but I'm going to remove the border. The shadow is not on the Y, so Y is 0. So what we want to give it to the X, it's 4, and I'm going to give it the 10. It's like that. And right now we can design our what we can say, design our drawer menu. So basically here it is a rectangle, and with the color of our what we can say, the primary color till here, and we can draw an ellipse here. So let me draw an ellipse with this size. It's okay. Let me just move it around, and also, and I want to write the text here. So the text John Doe, and another text we need is John Doe at email.com, and we need to just change the color to white, change this color to white as well, and I am going to increase the size of this a little bit and place it here. I'm going to decrease the size, or let me increase this a little bit so it looks better. I'll place it here at the center. Okay, so what we can do right now, we can just select this one, and from the plugins we can choose UI faces, and from here what we can do is just put some male or female. So we want a male, and we can apply. What it will do, it will just download a random what you can say, a random avatar picture, and place it there. So if you want to change, just click apply again. It will download another what you can say, avatar. Or if you want a female, you can just click on female, and then just click it again. So this is the flexibility of this what we can say, the flexibility of the plugins that I've told you earlier. So you can use these plugins to speed up your work. Okay, so I'm going to change to Gendo and Gen do@email.com. So this is how we can design. So the rest, if the rest is, I'm going to delete this one. So we have this is coming on the top of this. So the rest is completely repeat of the tasks that we have done basically here, and you can do it by your own. I'm going to design another page or another screen, which is our from screen, and the rest I'll put to you to design it by your own. And this is the final screen that I'm going to design, and I'll try to make it faster. So this is our forum screen, and in the forum screen, let me just copy something from the demo app. And from the demo app, we can see that we have this part here. So you can see that it is really easy. So basically this is a rectangle, and this is a text, and also this part is a rectangle. And I'm going to do this part because it is a little bit tricky. And first of all, let me copy this one, and I'm going to paste it here, because you know how you can do it. And the only thing that I want to tell you is how to create this kind of rectangle. I mean, one side is rounded, another side is not. So if you click on this rectangle here, you can see that you have some dots here, and if you click on one dot, it will round up all the corners. But what you can do, you can click on any of these rounds, and just by pressing the Alt on the Windows or Options on Mac and clicking, it will just round up that corner only. Or also you can do it like this. You can put some values here, so it will round up that part only, and you can put the rest as like a 0. And so without any what we can say, without any radius or edge. So you can see that only you have rounded one corner. Or by pressing Option or Alt, you can do it, do the same. Sorry, let me select, and then yeah, you can do it like this. And if you want to do this edge, you can also choose it like that. So basically this is done like this option, and that's very easy. So I'm going to ignore this one, and I am going to just put something else. I mean, just copying one thing and one item. I'm just going to copy this part with this one, and this one with a line. I think it is here, so it doesn't matter that much. And I'm going to bring it here, paste, and we have this one. So once we have this, what we can do is, like previous, we can just click here, and we can create a grid. So if I create a grid like this, what you can see that it will create this kind of grid, and it will repeat it. So I told you before that everything else that you are doing from now on is completely repeated, and I just tried to tell you all the concepts that is needed to design a beautiful app. So I'm going to just select this page, and I am going to just make it a little bit bigger or increase the size to show all the items. So if I right now, if I display it, you can see it is scrolling, and we have this part as constant, or it is fixed, but unfortunately it is not on the top. So I told you, just you can select it like this and make it as a fixed position as well, and also bring it to the front. Okay, let me select it now, select this page, and then preview it. You will see that it is scrolling. What else we need is, at the last part, that we have that what you can see, the this navigation drawer, bottom navigation drawer, and I am going to select this part only. It will select all of it. I don't want that. By pressing the Shift key, I am going to select all of them and I am going to copy it and I will bring it here. So it's here and I'm going to paste it so it's coming here. So let me preview it. If I preview, it's there. Okay, and in this part what we want is, as it is our forum page, we want this to be our primary, to have our primary color, because it says it means this page is selected, and here on the opportunities we want this to be green. And the only thing right now that it's remained is that if we suppose start from this screen and preview it, you can see the rest of the screen is not coming up because we didn't wire up our pages. So to do that, we need to go to the prototype options that I told you earlier. So in the prototype option, basically you can wire up your pages. So you can see this arrow, blue arrow. If I click on it and just drag it on the login screen, means I wired up this screen to the login screen, or the splash screen to the login screen. But I'm going to select the whole screen and I am going to just put it here. And also the trigger, you can see some options or some properties here. So the trigger is whether by tab, by drag, or by time. I'm going to select the time because I want to show our splash screen for some time, and then we want to navigate automatically to the login screen. So how much time we want for this one, I'll put it as 3 seconds. And the transition type is whether overlay or to previous artboard. So right now I just want to put it as what we can say auto animate, and if I click on the splash screen and run it, you can see after 3 seconds it will automatically go to the login screen. So let me preview it again. So you can see for 3 seconds this screen, and automatically it navigates to the login screen, and with this auto animate transition. And also what we want is to wire up this part. If suppose the user doesn't have an account and clicks on this sign up, we want to navigate it to the register screen. So this is really easy, and also we want to animate it. And suppose if the user has an account, so this should be, sorry, this should be already have an account, and this should be sign in, and also this should be sign up. I don't know how it's not saved. So what we want is, if suppose a user has an account and then clicks on the sign in, we want to navigate it back. We can do it like this to navigate back to the login screen, or what we can do is to just create it from this one, just wire it up from this, and also choose the trigger to tap, or to the tap, but the action type, it should be to the previous artboard. And if you do that, you can see this wired things. Let me preview, and you can see we have this one, and if I click on sign up, we are navigated to the sign up page. But if I click to this one, it will just navigate me back to the login page. Okay, so this is how we can do this one. The only thing which is remained is that we want to wire up our overlay. So how we can do that? We can click on this what you can say Hamburger Menu, and then directly we can put it here on this board. And also this drawer, the animation should be what should be overlay. So just remember this one. So right now, if you can see how it looks, means it takes the whole screen, the whole size. And if I navigate it, see, you can see how it's working. It's overlay. It means if I click, it shows, but if I click anywhere else, it just disappear because it's overlay. Okay, one thing else that I want to tell you is that right now if you're choosing the overlay, and you can see that it is different, the wire type is different, it is dotted, and if I click on this part, you can see that it is solid, completely solid. And but just make sure if you do this one, after, suppose if you want to just wire up this forum to this forum page, and if you do it like this, if you create like this, automatically you can see that it is also dotted, means this will also appear as an overlay. Let me show it to you what I mean. If I click on this part, you can see it's not coming very well. Why? Because if you see it is overlay, you need to animate it to a transition, or you need to auto animate it. So I choose animation, and right now it changes to a solid one. And if I just preview it right now and click on it, you can see that it is navigated to the other page, but I cannot come back to the home screen. So to do that, what I want to do is to click on this home screen, and on the home icon, and then wire up back to this one. Okay, if I do that and if I click on this, so I'm navigated to this one. The last thing that I want to do is that if the user suppose clicks on the home, on the sign in, and he is authenticated, we want to navigate to the home screen. So if I click, we are navigated. And one thing else that is remained is how you can share your project with others. So basically this is the project that you have created, and from these tabs you can choose share, and also you can create a link. So to create a link, you can create here, and you can create a new link. Create a link, and it will create a public link, because by if you are downloaded the free version of Adobe XD, you are able to create only public links, not the what you can say, not a private one to share with a private person. And this is done, so let's wait till this link is created. And if the link is created, then you can share it with anyone else. And what they can do is, just by clicking on the link, they can see your design. So the link is created, and we have this link. So if I click on this link, and let me just copy it here, you can see it opens the link on the browser, and it takes a little bit time to load, because our design has some images, and it will load my design. So I'll be waiting till it is loaded. So our design is loaded on the internet, and what you can say, we can just, it's like navigating or checking the prototype as we did. If I click here, you can see our design here, and also if I click on the form, you can see everything that you have done. And also you can press the mouse wheel, or just rotate the mouse wheel, and it will show the what you can say, the scrolling part. Also we can navigate back, and also here we can choose from which screen we want to start. So if I do it splash screen, automatically it will just move after 3 seconds. We can go back to the sign up, or back to sign in, or back to the login page. So this is all that I wanted to share with you about the design in Adobe XD. And I want to tell you that I am not a professional in Adobe XD designing, but this was my experience that I shared with you. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it helped you, kindly like it, and also kindly subscribe and hit the bell button so you'll be notified about the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.